Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're going to make a folio today, but we're going to be using old kind of cards. So these are card blanks from my card making days. They are size 5x7, but you could do this with any size. You could probably do this with actually old used birthday cards and things like that. Mine happen to be blank, but we're going to be, you know, completely covering this up anyway. So to be honest, I think you could probably do this with used cards. So like your used Christmas cards, your used birthday cards, all of those kinds of things. And I don't think it's really going to matter what size they are. I mean, preferably so that your actual bases are going to be, you know, the same size. Then, you know, that being kind of the case, then I don't think kind of, you know, the actual base size is going to matter, if that makes sense. So obviously you can see they've got a fold line, you know, a natural kind of, well, not a natural, but you know, an actual fold line where they need to be folded. Now I've got quite a few of these because, yeah, I'd obviously bought the packs, and actually really for the envelopes, to be fair, these probably aren't even from my card making days. They're probably from my you know, junk journal days, to be able to make, you know, things with the envelopes. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to form a folio by gluing some of the bits together. So I'm just going to put some bits in. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to then take, so you can see I've folded them up like this and then just kind of sat that in together. And then all I'm going to do is take another one, fold that again, you know, where the natural kind of crease is. And then I'm going to cut it in half approximately, so as I then have a smaller flap. So like that. And then what I need to do is also cut it down here, just because otherwise it's going to be sort of in the way of here. So, oops. I am not making a good job of cutting this at all. Now, obviously, if you were making one of these and you like to use a paper trimmer, yes, of course, you could use a paper trimmer. I just, you know, pretty rubbish with a paper trimmer, so I find it easier to just use the, you know, the card blanks. The scissors. Yeah, the scissors. So I'm going to put that in there. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this down slightly so as I haven't got such a large part tucked in to here, so like that. Okay, and then I will be gluing this in a minute, so I'm just going to kind of leave this here. And then what I'm going to do is with this piece, I'm going to, you know, work some other folds and tucks and things like that in. So for instance, we might want to have this one here like this. So again, what I would probably do is cut this down so as I haven't got such a huge part actually glued onto the cover like that. Okay, so straight away you can see my whole shape of my base is coming together. I'm going to take another one, again fold it in again, and then cut this one down again. So, you know, and it really doesn't matter how big these are. You know, you actually want sort of a variety, sorry, I'm losing my ability to speak here, a variety of sizes of your flaps and things. So, I mean, please don't get kind of too caught up, you know, they don't have to be in half, they don't have to be, you know, any precise sizes whatsoever, because all you're looking to do is get a whole bunch of different pieces, different pieces. So you're going to have, you know, interest when you're opening and closing flaps and things like that. So here I've just got this little slither as well. So again, just take that down. Now I'm not throwing those away because we may come back and obviously use those, you know, either with this folio or, you know, perhaps with something else. So I'm just going to have that one like that. And what I might do actually with this one is I might just cut this down here. So I'm cutting the flap off actually all together. So, you know, I'm changing my mind even as I'm working. And then this can be a pocket on this page. So I'm just going to kind of like keep that there just to remind myself what I thought that I would do. And I probably can get away with one more. Do I want to? yeah, I'm thinking kind of one more card blank. I don't know whether I'm going kind of crazy with my flaps now. Well, I probably do want a flap here, to be honest. So what I might do is just cut this down here at the side, but keep it pretty large, so it's almost the whole size of the, you know, the folio base. So like that. And then again, I'm just going to trim it down here. Only because if I leave it the full size of the card, it could be in the way. Whoops, it could be in the way when I'm folding it all together. So I just, oops, my goodness, my cutting is worse than ever today. I don't know what is going on with me. Oh my goodness, it's, it's getting worse by the minute. Well, I mean, I was trying to keep it pretty big, but to be honest, by the time I've actually like gone in time and time again loosening this up, I'm probably going to have nothing left, to be honest. Oh my goodness, that's just atrocious. Look at all the bits. I've had to cut it about 8 times. Oh dear, I don't know what's going on. Right, okay. So this one I'm going to have here folding into this section. So we've got like a full size flap. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start by gluing my flaps onto the pieces that they're going to be gluing onto. So for instance here, I'm going to glue this down here like that. Okay, so press that down really nicely. Now I'm just using my Anita's tacky glue. Obviously, you know, you could use whichever glue that you get on with best. Personally, I do get on best with that, you know, but if you've got a different favourite glue, then, you know, use your go-to glue. So I'm then going to take this piece and I'm just going to then set this one down on here. Now you'll notice I'm tucking all of these into the back of the card. So the reason for this is obviously so that when I'm gluing my folio together, sorry, I've got inky fingers, I'm afraid, from something I was just working on just now. So the ink is now kind of smudging off onto my pieces. So what I'm going to do is inky from the printer, sorry. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is obviously then glue this down. But now all of my little tucks, you know, these bits, they're now hidden on the back. So obviously I could have glued them like this, but do you really necessarily want them showing? Probably not. So, you know, completely up to you how you do it, but just kind of, you know, might be worth having a think how your pieces are going to be glued down. So this piece here, I'm just going to again glue it onto the sort of front side of this folding piece here, like that. Okay, so again, just really squish that down. Right, get my dried wipe. Okay, so squish that down like that. Okay, looking good. Right, so we've got quite a few little tucks and flaps going on. Whoops. Now at this point, I'm going to just glue this one on here. So that's going over the, whoops, over the back of this one. Like that. Okie dokie. Like that. Okay. Right. So we've got quite a bit going on here already. You know, and we've only just started, so it's really coming along very, very quickly. And I think we've used, what, 4 cards? I think we've used 4 cards. I've lost count now already, but now this one we're going to have as a pocket here, and this obviously folds over. So what we could do is we could have another flap here. So I'm just going to take some of those bits that we've obviously cut off, and I think use my flap, you know, use one of these to make the flap. So it's, you know, it's just an extra way of not reusing, but using up all of the bits. So squishing that down like that. Okay. Right, now this is probably not going to look very straight, so I probably need to trim it in a minute, but we'll just see. So that's going to go in there. Right, let me put my glasses on. It's hard to see because obviously I've just got white on white. Right, I'm just going to trim this down on this edge because it's not very straight there. Okay. Like that. Okie dokie. Right. And again, going in, just going to glue this down here. Okay. So this is now being glued on to what's going to be the pocket. Now again, let me just check which side I cut this down. It's very hard to see. I want to try and make sure I've got the straighter edge at the top. No, it's actually impossible to see. I think this one. Right, so that's now glued on. So, and again, I've glued the tuck, what's going to effectively be on the inside of that pocket. Okay, so it's going to be like that. Now I'm just going to trim this down just fractionally at the side, just because I don't want this to be the full width here. I did trim it down slightly already, but I'm just going to make sure it's, you know, well within. Because obviously if this is too wide, all that's going to happen is when you're folding all your bits in, it's just going to get in the way. So you want to kind of make sure that it's, you know, it's well in terms of, you know, it's not going to be kind of like in the way. So like that. Okay. Right, let's get those bits, chuck them into the bin. Right, okay. So you can see now I've really come in, and that just is giving us a little bit more freedom with when we come to actually fold this over. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this whole, this whole card onto this card. Okay, so like that. Now I'm just wondering, just before I glue it down, whether I want to have another one here. No, because I could always have on that side, so no, I'm not going to do that. Right, so all I'm going to do, oops, that was a loose bit because I haven't glued that down yet. So all I'm going to do is glue this down. Now I'm going to apply the glue to this side rather than this side, because this might have to move over just a fraction, just so we're avoiding that fold. So it's better to apply the glue to this base rather than the other base, if you see what I mean. Because if it moves over slightly, you know, you're going to end up then with glue like where you don't need it, if that makes sense. Now I've got a whole bunch of different papers here. These are kind of my, not misprints, but you know, when I'm kind of creating digis and things. So they're the papers that we're going to be covering our base with in a moment. So just moving them out the way so as I don't get a whole bunch of glue on them. Right, and we're just going to pop our piece down here. Okay, really press that down because you want to make sure it's really well glued down. Otherwise, obviously, your folio is going to be falling apart. So I'm going to glue it down from this side first, and then I'm going to open it up, go in here where I can maybe, you know, get in a bit better. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the whole thing over and I'm going to glue it down really well on here on the back. Okie dokie. So really pressing it down. I mean, the only reason I'm doing it so much is because the Anita's tacky glue, you know, it's not an instant drying glue or anything like that. Obviously, depending on how quick your glue dries, you know, you may have to, you know, even potentially put this to one side with some heavy books or something on it. But hopefully, you know, a bit of kind of pressing it down and you're going to be okay. So that's my folio. So I'm just going to show you how we're working, or how it's working. So you can see it all folds in neatly on itself like this. Now at this point you could have another flap here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to. You know, I might just kind of leave it with the flaps as they are. So I've brought along, like I say, a bunch of papers, which they're from, you know, when I've just created my digis. So I'm not saying that these necessarily go together. They're not necessarily things that I would put together. But I just want to, you know, use up some things that I've got obviously left laying around, or left over. So I'm just going to kind of mix things up a little bit. Now, these are a mixture. These are from my butterflies collection. These are from my pale lace. This is, again, butterflies. That's the pale lace. So, you know, I'm just going to kind of, yeah, just mix them in. Let me just see. So I'm just checking whether I've got some things that are going to be a natural, you know, leaning together rather than just sort of winging a prayer and then regretting it afterwards. So I'm just having a look to see. What about that? No. I quite like this, actually. Strangely, I mean, that was just what went down first. Oh, got some more pink lace, so that could go in, couldn't it? I've got this, which, no, that for me does not work on there. Right, I've got this one. Now, I don't know whether all of these actually made it into the final, you know, the finished kits. Because, you know, to be honest, when you're creating digis and things, you really kind of lose track pretty quickly of what makes it into the final kit and what doesn't. So, you know, some of these may have made it in, some of them may not. But, you know, a lot of them have, obviously. So, right, okay. Right. So, all I'm going to do is start covering the base layers. So, I'm going to open all of my flaps up. Like this. Now you will notice I have not glued this pocket down yet. Now the reason I haven't done that is because I like to try and put my paper that's going to go on the base on first before gluing the pocket. Now that's just something that I've kind of discovered over time, and the amount of times that I have, you know, glued it down without doing that is just unbelievable. But yeah, in an ideal world, if I remember, I prefer to try and stick it all down, you know, the background paper first, because otherwise all that happens is you end up with a big gap, you know, like where your pocket is. You can only obviously go up to the pocket, and you know that might not bother you, but you know, just over time I've kind of decided that actually it just works better. You know, it looks neater if you have all of your background papers down first. So I'm just then, whoops, taking my paper, I'm just going to tear it, although to be honest I'm not feeling that's really wanting to tear. I don't think I've really smooshed it enough. Right, okay, right, okie dokie. So that's going to go right across the back. Okay, so let's get that one down straight away. Now again, actually, I'm going to apply the glue straight to the card. So plenty of glue, like that, okay, and then plenty of glue like where your crease is as well. So like that, okay. And then just pop that down like that. Okie dokie. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you are doing some crafting. I hope you're all having a nice time. It's a grey day. Well, yeah, no, it is a grey day. I was thinking, oh, the sun's out at the moment, but no, the sun is in and out, in and out. So yeah, it is predominantly a grade 8. I'm just trying to find my glue spreader now. Just, yeah, it's gone missing now. Oh, isn't that annoying? Because yeah, I really could have done with it. Right, okay, that's very annoying. I shall use my scissor handles. They're not ideal. My, you know, well, I like to use sort of an old gift card, that type of thing. That works way better, obviously, than my scissor handles. So, especially where we're going to have to kind of burnish it down in where the crease is. Of course, the, you know, the card is going to work much better than the scissor handles. But, yeah, I'm not sure where my card is. I mean, I've got multiple cards. Not only got one, but my desk is so messy at the moment. And that's another reason why I just thought, let's come along and do this project, because I'm hoping it's going to use up quite a bit of stuff from the desk. So okay, so we've got that all down. Now this roughly is where the crease is. Now I can't really feel that, you know, 100%, so I'm just guessing, but we're just going to really press that down there. Now this is where I wish I had my card, and I'm just going to then fold that straight over now, like that. Okay, like that. Now I have got a little bit of creasing going on, but again, you know, you're not really going to notice that by the time that we've decorated this up and, you know, put some pretty things on. So yeah, I'm not really too worried. So that's that. Now I think well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I was going to say, just deciding which paper I want here. Well, should we just have a contrast? Should we have this? So let's do something a bit daring. So we want to, you know, make something that looks, you know, eclectic and interesting, really. So. Right, okay. Like that. And then here. Just fold them up there, like, oops, how's that? Okay, right. Take that. Now I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do this, whether I'm going to mix this in with some book images or something. I've not quite decided. But yeah, again, want to sort of make it, you know, very eclectic and very, you know, different looking. I don't want it to look kind of too matchy. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. I mean, I've been saying this for years, to be honest. And yes, I'm still trying to push myself out of my comfort zone all of these years later. But, you know, I really don't want to get kind of, yeah, too hung up on, oh my goodness, you know, this isn't going with this. I want to just, yeah, just mix things up and have a complete mishmash of stuff, really. So hopefully, you know, I mean, hopefully at the end it's going to look gorgeous, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too deliberately or too, yeah, too obviously matched up, i.e., you know, not with necessarily what we would ordinarily go to and put together. So we shall see. We shall see. Right. So mop this up. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've got a lot of overhang here from the paper. That was just my shoddy, you know, measuring skills or lack of. So I'm just going to trim that up now, just with the scissors. And again, I'm really not too worried, you know, if this doesn't look dead straight, it, you know, it really doesn't matter too much, to be honest. You know, we're making junk journals after all. We're not kind of striving for, you know, for perfection or anything like that. We want them to look, you know, charming and kind of, I mean, not tatty as such, but, you know, eclectic. Let's just say eclectic, okay? So there we go. That looks pretty, doesn't it? And then I've got some more papers here. So, I mean, I was intending on using the pink, but actually I think let's just really mix this up and go for, you know, go for something really different. So let's do this onto here like that, okay. Okey-dokey. And, you know, if I've missed bits and haven't gone right to the edges, again, that doesn't matter because I'm probably going to ink all of this, you know, not at the end necessarily, but certainly, you know, not at this point. I will be inking it all. So, you know, if I haven't gone to the edges and there's some white bits showing from the card, it doesn't matter because we're going to go round and actually ink it all, and then all of those bits will all be covered up anyway. So again, you know, not worried and not worth stressing about. So there we go. Oh my goodness, I'm loving how these colours are looking. Aren't they just beautiful? I mean, they're just totally not really the papers that I would have put together. So this is the pale pinks and purples from the Pale Lace collections, and the butterfly collections. I've got butterfly cabinet collection, and I've got butterfly collections. These I think that I've used so far are just from the from the butterflies. Oh my goodness, what's going on with my wipe now? Sorry, I should have put something down on there. Let me just put a tiny bit of card just to grab any glue that seeps out. Yeah, I think I've got just butterflies, and I've also got cabinet butterflies, and I think what we've used so far have just been from the butterflies. So that's the papers that I've been using so far. Oops. Oh, sorry. You've probably seen me say this, and to be honest, my nails, I may have even not have them anymore. But yeah, I got my nails because my friend's kind of recently sort of, you know, learned how to do nails. So she was wanting to kind of do them, and my sister was kind of like, oh, let's get our nails done. So yeah, I got my nails done, and I don't know whether I will stick with it. I mean, I feel very feminine, so from that point of view, it's lovely. I haven't really done much crafting since I've had them because I've been doing other things. So yeah, who knows? I will have to see how I get on with them. But I'm saying all this. This video might not go up for months and months. I might have had all of this conversation, you know, time and time again. And I may not have the nails anymore. You might have heard me talking about them, and, you know, they've long since been removed. I don't know. But yeah, at the moment, they're kind of new to me. So yeah, I'm still learning how to use them. Right, now I've got some more paper. Now I don't know whether I'm now going a bit too crazy having so many different papers, but to be honest, I think this is going to work okay, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here, so on this flap like that, and then I think what I will do is then I will put some of the blue that we used before, that bluey green one, maybe on this pocket or on that flap on the pocket, that will tie that in, and then I will use this somewhere as well. So yeah, hopefully we will kind of like, you know, tie all the papers in by having them not repeated as such, but, you know, having them appear more than one time. So let's just take that one down. Okay. Right, okay, so let's pop this one down. So, I mean, really all we're doing is obviously covering up all of our papers. So pretty, you know, pretty standard stuff. Pretty boring, really. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. So, yep, oops. Okay. Right, let's just put the cuss up. Okay. So, yeah, that looks really pretty, doesn't it? So, then if I bring the whole thing kind of along so as you can see the whole thing. So, we have our pocket with our flap that we're going to have here. And then I'm thinking maybe this colour here that we used previously, put this either on the pocket or on the flap. And then that's just bringing it in. I'm thinking on the flap looks best. So, yep, just again using my method of measuring. So, I always like to just lay it onto the, you know, the piece of paper that it's going to be covering. And then just fold it along the piece of paper as my guide. You know, for me, I think that's the easiest way to, you know, to measure. I really do not do well with a ruler or anything like that. You know, I just, yeah, would definitely just muck it up by using a ruler. So, you know, if you like to measure, then, you know, that's fantastic. And wow, I am in awe of, you know, your skills with a ruler and precision. But yeah, for me, definitely precision is not my thing at all. So I do much better by doing it, you know, in this kind of method. So, and like I say, I'm not too worried if this is going to have the odd little bit of white showing. It's all fine because this will be covered once we come to ink it up. So I'm just going to put this down here like this. Oops. So I've put my glue this time onto the paper rather than the flap. And then I'm just going to pop this down here. Let me pop my glasses on because I can't really see. So yeah, onto there. Okay. So I have got small gaps, as you can see. But once it's inked, that's all going to, you know, just disappear. Well, I mean, it's not going to disappear, but, you know, it's going to disappear from the naked eye. The naked eye? You know what I mean? It's just not going to be noticeable particularly. So, yeah. Oh, I'm losing my ability to speak. I'm filming in the afternoon. And to be honest, the amount of times that I've said that this is always a mistake. I should just never, ever film in the afternoons because I'm not an afternoon person. I'm a morning person. And, yeah, I should, you know, just lose the ability to speak. Oh, dear. Right. Okay. So we've bought in this colour from the front now. So I'm just now going to cover the pocket. So I don't know whether we could get away with this. I'm going to just try this. I may find that this is kind of one too many papers. I know. I'm saying one too many papers and then I'm trying blue. As if, you know, for some reason blue's not one too many papers. But let me just try this and we shall see then which is going to work best. So I'm going to take it here. And then what I could do is I could either cut it, you know, I either use the blue or use the sort of dark reddy purpley side. So, okay. And then here, just do that one. Okie dokie, like that. Okay, right, like that. Okay, right. So I'm just going to tear this again like that. I'm not sure I've really... Okay, right, let's have a look and see. So that's it with the dark blue. No, that's not with the dark blue, that's with the butterflies. And then this way around would be with the blue. I actually don't mind it with either. Now, I'm wondering whether we could actually extend this by having another pocket up there. Should we do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the other pocket with some other paper. So let's just see. Right, hold on. Right. Okay, right. Hopefully this is all going to kind of like pan out. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut my pocket down first. So I'm just going to cut it in line with this. Now this is another one of those pieces of the card that we cut off when we were making all of our different flaps. So, you know, I'm utilising all these little bits and pieces, you know, which is just what we want, isn't it? We don't like wasting things. So that would be, oops, like that. Okay. Now I'm not going to glue it together just yet because I want to decide which paper to go with. I could do that. No, that's looking a bit boring. We could do this. Oh, very boring. Or we could do this. Oops. I mean, obviously we haven't decided yet. Oops, we haven't decided yet what we're going to have here, have we? Right, that might be worth deciding. Oh, do you know, I'm not sure, to be honest. I think they're all looking really nice. So let's take this. And yeah, let's do this one for this flap because I do like this. And to be honest, I think I'm going to like this whether it's the blue side or the pink side. So let's take this one first. So like that. Okay. Just press that in there. Not press it in, sorry, just sort of mark it out. Okay, like that, right. Yeah, I'm not sure. These colours are all looking really gorgeous together. So, oh, I don't really feel like it's going to make much difference which way round these all are. They're all going to look equally as good with one another. So I think this pocket, I want to go with this paper. So, oops, let's just take this and we're going to cover this. So again, just going to, well, actually I'm going to glue this straight down onto the entire base. Okay. Oh, my dog's just laying in her bed, like right beside me. She's so cute. Honestly, she's been being so patient because I've been like on my laptop all morning, you know, hence the inky fingers because of them been printing, and my printer's been jamming every 5 minutes. So, yeah, she's been being very patient and very good. And now, of course, now I'm filming. So she did go and get her ball, bless her, just now. She was obviously wanting me to play ball with her, but there was no playing ball going on from me. So I said to her, oh, do you want to come with Mummy? Go and just do a video. So yeah, she's now in here. Probably thinking, oh my goodness, can my day get any more boring? Had to watch her to and from the printer all day. And now I'm having to be listening to crafting. Listening to craft talk. Right, okay. I wonder if she was if she was a human, whether she would be a crafter. Or have we put her off? I mean, that's the question. Have I converted her or have I put her off? I'm not sure, to be honest. Okay, right. Okay, so going across here. Right. And yeah, just trim this down here on the side. Right, okay. So yeah, I'm quite liking all these eclectic papers together. I mean, like I say, it was my intention to kind of like mix it up and not do the obvious, you know. I wanted to, yeah, just not expand my horizons exactly, but push myself beyond my, you know, beyond my, what would be my normal choices. Okay, right. So what we're going to do, we're going to pop this down onto here. Now, I still haven't decided whether I want that butterfly one or whether I want the blue. So, right, before I do that, I'm going to put this pink one down on here. And maybe this is going to just help me decide slightly more. So I think this is slightly fractionally too wide, so I'm just going to trim it down very slightly on this side. Because I don't mind trimming up around the paper, but this one actually would not be very easy to get to. So that's why I'm kind of like trimming it up now. Just because obviously it's, you know, it's a glued in flap. It's not going to be the easiest thing to actually get to trim it down. Okay, right. I'm going to glue this down. I haven't actually made a folio for a little while, and I can't remember even the last one that I did make, funnily enough. It may have been, I'm not sure. I was going to say, was it with the Build Your Own Folio kits? It may have been. But yeah, so it's been a little while, so I'm really enjoying you know, doing this, because the folios are even more freeing than a junk journal. And I know I've talked about this a lot, but you know, anything goes. You can have any amount of flaps, any amount of pockets, any amount of anything in a folio. I mean, obviously you can in a junk journal as well, but I feel like in a folio they're even more random, I suppose, because they've not even got, you know, the basic format of being a book. They really can literally be anything you like. So, you know, opening any way that you like, you know, using any papers that you like, you know, yeah, just completely freestyling, which I just really do love. Right, okay, let's decide which way we want to have this. So, oh, why is it just really hard to decide? So, do we want to go with the butterfly paper, the, you know, this butterfly paper, or let me turn it round, do we want to go with the blue? I mean, the blue is contrasting, it's picking up blue from like here, picking up some blues from there. Oh, I don't know. Again, this is where I wish that I was live and I could hear you guys and you could just tell me what you think. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? I don't want to make the wrong decision and then regret it. Let me just turn it round. I do feel like this is slightly less daring to put the butterflies down. So yeah, maybe I should err on the side of caution because, you know, although I'm trying to push myself, I don't want to actually do something that then I don't like. So yeah, I think probably I should be, you know, semi-sensible. So let's just pop this down. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've got a jumper on today. Again, like I say, it's probably going to be ages before this video goes up. So I don't know what time of year it will be when this video goes up, but, you know, I'm pretty sure it will be a long time off. You know, but yeah, I'm filming this in our summer. This year we've just had such a dreadful summer. I mean, we've literally had 1 month of nice weather, really, back in June. And yeah, we've not actually had any further nice weather since then, really. So, well, literally like the odd day, and I mean the very, you know, very odd day, like very rarely. So yeah, it's been very, very disappointing, to say the least. Right, let's just get that glue. Okay. Right, mop up, mop up, mop up. So I'm going to then trim around here where it's just overhanging those edges, like that. Okay, and then just trim down this edges here. Oops, okay. Right, okay. Oops. Oh my goodness, come on. Right. Okay. There we go. Right. Now, I just want to glue this onto this base. And then I'll glue the whole thing down into here. So, oops. Like that. So, what I will do, I'm not going to glue along this bottom bit. I'm just going to glue here. Now, I'm not even going to glue right down the full width or the full height, because I'm going to pop this on like that. So if I turn it around and show you, I've not gone the full height of the piece. So I hope the camera's showing this up. I know it's not that brilliant to see probably, but I've, you know, gone like that, just so that then I've got much deeper pocket and it comes then much higher up my page. So like that, okay? And then the whole thing is going to glue down here. So like that. Oops, I just noticed this bit is not glued down. So yep, just very quickly glue that down. Oh, again, I've lost my wipe. I mean, what on earth? How can you lose a wipe that you've literally just that second had? Oh, it must be that. Oh, right, okay, so we're going to glue this down. So we're just going to go right the way round. So all the way down here, down there, and then up the side like that, okay? Like that. Now, have to be careful here of the crease, making sure that my piece is, you know, not compromising where this is folding, if you see what I mean. So like that, okay? So press the whole thing down, again, a lot, to make sure it's glued properly, okay? So like that. And like I say, this is the point where, you know, you might want to weigh it down under some books or something like that, you know, for an hour or something like that. But obviously, because I'm doing a video, there's no, you know, no time for doing things like that. But like that, all right? So my only flap now that's left on the inside is this side, and then here and here. So I will just continue in the same vein. Now I'm just having a look at the time. Oh, I've got 10 minutes. So what I'll do, I'll just pick the papers with you, but then I will probably do them in slow time just to spare you that. So Let's just again check which papers that we want. So I'm thinking this would be quite nice on here. So we just take that like that. Okay. Okie dokie. And yep. Like that. And like I say, I haven't quite decided yet what I'm actually going to mix this with. I mean, it looks absolutely fine, you know, just with these background papers, but I probably will mix it with some other things, you know, to give it some interest. So we may come back and do that together, all being well. You know, we'll come back and do that part together. So I'm going to put that like that, and then here what I might do is use more of this paper, which is then just tying obviously that piece in from the back. So again, just go there and just fold that over here as my way of measuring, like that. So I haven't done anything with the sort of outer cover, or you know, the outside layers, you know, including this flap, which will need something obviously on there. So that's that piece. Obviously, you know, some of these bits need a bit of trimming down, and I haven't done this underneath bit here. This side here, I think, oh, I'm not sure. Do we want to just go for this, or do we want to just have the pink lace? Oh, I don't know now. I mean, this is quite a bold choice, I feel. Yeah, I do think that's quite a bold choice. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it needs a bold choice, because otherwise perhaps that's, you know, going to be a bit dull otherwise. You know, a bit sort of safe. Just going with the pink. So let's just take this down, and then we'll decide in a second. So just squish that down like that. Okay. Oh no, I've torn the paper. It was only a matter of time before things like that happened, wasn't it? So yeah. Okay, and then just, yeah, like this. And you know, if you tear things, all of that kind of stuff, don't worry about it, because to be honest, everything can be fixed, everything can be sorted. You know, we could either just glue this down, and I've just got the smaller chunk. You know, some of that might need to be trimmed up anyway to fit on here, so you know, it probably won't matter. Probably will put some lace on there and things anyway, so you know, don't kind of fret if you do things like that. So that is the beginning of our folio using card blanks. So yep, making a folio using old cards or card blanks. So yeah, I hope that you like the start of it, and yeah, hopefully we will come back and actually kind of make some bits together, and yeah, kind of do like a second part to this. So thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate your giving this video a thumbs up, and yeah, have fun if you're going to join along with me using some of your old card blanks or some of your old birthday cards and things like that. So thanks so much then, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks then, bye.